Hi friends, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School here in Kihei on the island of Maui in Hawaii. It is a beautiful morning. I am off today getting to start my day with some yoga and then hanging out with some friends. But like many of you, I often find myself in front of a computer sitting at a desk doing computer work for most of the day. And one of my favorite flows on my channel is the Desk Dwellers flow. It's a longer one, and so this is going to be a mini version of a class similar to that, designed to help open up your chest, find some more strength in your upper back to alleviate some of that hands forward position from typing, the tech neck that we find head forward from looking down at our phones, and the tightness in the front of your body, hip flexors, especially from sitting down a lot of the times. We're going to start today standing, so as you're ready, find your way onto your mat and join me. Give yourself a moment here to arrive and ground down. So that might mean rocking a little bit forward and back or side to side, as I like to do here. Really feel the earth below you. Once you've rooted down your feet, notice what's happening with your pelvis, if it's tilting forward, if it's pressing, kind of scooping under. See if you can find neutral. And I think about neutral as my tailbone reaching down, a slight engagement of my low abs. And then move your awareness up and notice what's happening with your chest. For many of us, especially as we're sitting on desks or poor posture, our shoulders like to round forward. So really imagine you could squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades, open up, broaden across your collarbones, across your heart space. And for me, that kind of helps to externally rotate my arms. So I think about my pinkies rolling forward, palms facing forward. And then notice your neck. I have a forward neck for sure, I'm sure of it. So think about drawing the back of your head gently back and maybe up even a little staircase. Feels a little bit awkward, almost like I'm giving myself a double chin. I'm trying to find that nice, tall, long spine. And then reach up through the crown of your head. And even this is requiring a little bit of work, a lot of awareness. So see if you can stay here and just start to breathe. Notice your natural rhythm and pace of breath. And notice if you can lengthen and deepen each breath. Maybe start to breathe in and out of your nose. Try to keep that posture in all that we do. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, stand a little bit taller, maybe even look up. Exhale, side bend, right hand down your right leg, left arm reaches up and over. Bend your left elbow, place your hand behind your head and start to lean back into your hand. Let your head relax. You can think about tractioning your neck slightly, creating even more space there in the back of your neck. Come back to center, hands high, breathe in. And then to the other side, left hand down, right arm up and over. Find that side bend to start. And then right hand behind your head, lean back, open it up. Inhale, arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Imagine drawing your shoulder blades down your back, using your lats. Find that squeeze between your shoulder blades. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head and your neck go. Lift halfway, breathe in, long spine. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider and bend your knees. Let your belly come to your thighs. Ragdoll, hold opposite elbows, sway side to side. Let gravity do a lot of the work here. And then release your hands down. You can keep your feet wide. Lift halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step just your right foot back. Let your knee come down to the ground, to your mat. Sink your hips a little bit forward. Find some breath. And then plant your palms, step back, high plank, upper push-up. Knees down always is a beautiful option. A little bit more support, a little bit more stability. Wherever you are, notice what your shoulders are doing. See if you can draw them gently down your back. Find that squeeze between your shoulder blades once more. A lift of your low belly and your neutral pelvis. So you're taking that same standing position, your Tadasana mountain pose or equal standing pose, here in your plank, just with your arms out in front. I'm already feeling a little heat. We'll inhale, shift forward, and exhale, lower slowly to your belly. Press into the tops of your feet, hands by your sides, elbows hug in, baby cobra, breathe in, and exhale, lower down. 2 more times, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, and 1 more, breathe in, breathe out. Press to child's pose, hips to heels. Knees can be wide or together. Let your head and your neck relax. Notice how your arms feel stretched out in front. And bring your palms together. Bend your elbows, hands toward the back of your head. Release your hands down. Walk them as far as you can to your right. Maybe left hand comes a little bit on top. And then pass through center, take it to the other side. Back to center. Tabletop, hands and knees. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips right above your knees. We'll move through a little cow and cat. Inhale to lift your tailbone, drop your belly, send your heart forward. Exhale, cat, scoop and round. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Now come back to a neutral spine, and we're going to think about dropping the space between your shoulder blades to the ground, kind of like you're squeezing your shoulder blades really hard together and then puffing it up. So kind of like that cow-cat shape, but mainly through your upper back, between your shoulder blades, as much as you can exaggerate it. And it might not be a lot, but we're starting to turn on, activate, awaken those rhomboid muscles between your back, get into your trapezius a little bit, kind of finding that collapse, that press. And then find a nice neutral. So where your shoulder blades are coming together, your back is engaged. Draw your knees together to touch. Right leg behind you, breathe in. Left arm out in front, breathe out. And stay. Notice what's happening with your shoulder. Normal for the arm to reach forward or up, to have a little bit of a creep shoulder toward ear. But see if you can kind of plug that back into the socket just a bit. Release just your hand and cross your foot behind you. Peek over your left shoulder. I like some movement here. You might want to rock. Find a stretch through the back of your leg. Reset your foot. Tuck your back toes, your left toes. Keep your right leg extended. So I should say tuck your bottom foot. Right leg stays extended. We'll take it up and back to a 3-legged dog. Open up your hip, bend your knee, and then find a little bit of movement here. Some circles, bend and straighten. Extend your leg long as you breathe in. Step your foot as far forward as you can as you breathe out. It's okay if it doesn't go between your hands. Sink your hips, inhale, look forward. And exhale, step up, left foot meets your right. Forward fold for a moment. Halfway lift as you next breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, rise up, reach up, hand sweep, high to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Breathe in, reach overhead. Breathe out, right hand down your right leg, left arm up and over, and then right away, left hand behind your head. Open up your chest a little. So it's a little bit of a twist this time. Hands to the sky, inhale. Take that side bend to your left, up and over. Right hand behind your head, open it up. Like you're trying to shine your armpit toward the sky. Breathe in, hands high, neutralize your spine. Breathe out, cactus your arms, open it up. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, dive forward. Apparently we're opening it up a lot today. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps back this time, lower your knee down. Take a moment to really sink your hips. And I think about engaging my right glutes to find a little bit of support so I can open up more through the hip flexors. Those muscles on opposite sides of the body work together, work to complement each other. So one engaged, one can relax a little bit more. Press it back, high plank, upper push-up. And remember that you can always lower your knees. So especially if you're feeling your heart collapse, think about that in-between puffing up, that neutral, finding neutral so we're not collapsing, we're not necessarily doming the upper back. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, lower to your belly. Hands by your sides, think back for locust pose. Doesn't have to be high. Imagine squeezing your shoulder blades together. Look how more space I have through the front of my chest. And then if it's okay on your low back, you can lift your legs. Today it feels best for me to have my legs wide. You might prefer them closer together. I'm using my glutes to lift. I'm also using the muscles around my spine, those erector muscles, to really lift me up. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Child's pose, maybe this time with your knees together. Give your low back a little release. Arms around your legs, palms face up for embryo variation. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, draw your knees together. Left leg behind you this time, right arm out in front. Find length and strength. Notice if you can kind of plug shoulder and hip back into their sockets. And then release your hand down. Take your foot over to the right, peek over your right shoulder. For some reason, my left side is way tighter than my right, so I really feel this one in my hip joint, in that front side, even a little bit into my waist. Come back to that extension with your left leg behind you, bottom toes, right foot tuck under. We're gonna lift up and back, three-legged dog. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Find your movement, a little exploration. Extend long, breathe in. Step it forward, breathe out. Inhale, sink your hips, look forward. Exhale, step up. Right foot meets left, forward folds. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold, let it go. All the way back to standing, hands high, big inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Hands can stay together or again, come to that nice standing position we took when we started. I'm gonna adjust the microphone here just for a moment. And then see if you can find your steady posture once more. Scanning from the ground up, notice what's happening, where you can make adjustments. Breathe. And when you're ready, weight into your left foot, right foot comes up. One-legged Tadasana, let's do hands to heart. Find that hip flexor engagement, core engagement to lift your leg, and then send it back for a warrior three. Now find the back of your leg, your glutes, your hamstrings to lift. Engage your core, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then reach your arms back. Palms face down like you're holding a cape. One more breath in. Exhale, step all the way back, high crescent lunge. Arms to the sky. Interlace your hands overhead, flip your palms up, and then bring your hands behind your head with your elbows wide. Lean back a little bit. Engage your right glutes. Draw your right hip slightly forward, and try to lean back a little bit more into your hands. Breathe here. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, release your hands down. Lower your right knee, plant your right palm, lift your left arm to the sky for your twist, and you can stay here, or you can play with bending your back knee. Maybe you even can find your foot. I'm gonna adjust my left foot forward, gently sink my hips forward. You do what feels best. Pretty early for me for this stretch. I'm not super warm, so move gently. Don't force it. And we'll slowly release. Left hand down. Side plank is where we're going. You can come to your right knee, outer edge of your right foot, or even right forearm down. I'm going to start with my knee down, stack left hip and shoulder. Find that lift through your hip, lift through your arm, and then maybe extend your arm over your head. If you want a little bit more, you can step your right foot to the back of your mat to stack your feet or stagger them. Again, right forearm can drop if that feels better. And then gently release your hand down. We'll just hold plank, finding that strength. Shoulders down your back a little, squeeze them together a little, and engage your core. Breathe in, breathe out, downward facing dog. Feet together, big toes touch, right leg to the sky. Inhale, open up your hip, bend your knee. Imagine you could press your foot into a wall behind you. Extend your leg long, breathe in. Step forward as you breathe out. Rise to a high crescent lunge, inhale. So this time right leg is in front. Exhale, hands to your heart, lean it forward. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, find openness across your chest, and just stay in this kind of forward leaning lunge, opening your chest. If it feels better for you, you can take your spine more upright. And then release your hands, bring them back to your heart, simply step up, left foot meets right. Hands by your sides, reset, again, your nice tall posture. Any adjustments? This time weight comes to your right foot, left foot comes up, one-legged Tadasana. Let's take hands to your heart. Find that engagement, hip flexor front of your leg to lift, and then warrior three, back of your leg to really create extension back there. Strong glutes. Arms by your sides, palms face down, open your chest. One more breath in. And exhale, step back. And you'll notice I don't go super deep in that warrior three. Arms overhead, inhale. Interlace your fingers, exhale, palms up. Hands behind your head, take your elbows wide, lean into your hands. And then notice where you can engage a little bit more left glutes to find a little bit more space through your left hip flexor. Can you lean your head back even more? For me, it's a matter of trust. Balance is a little tricky this morning. Hands go high, breathe in. Lower your hands down and your left knee down as you breathe out. Plant your left palm, right arm to the sky. Find your twist. Same option as before. You can stay, or maybe you play with reaching back for your foot, even if it doesn't touch. Adjust as you need in this shape. We'll slowly release. Right hand down, set up for your version of side plank Vashisthasana. Once more, I'll start on my knee, find that nice stack and lift. Maybe right arm overhead. And then if you'd like to extend, work your core muscles, your side body. Breathe. Slowly release, hand down, high plank upper push-up, or if you want to join me, drop your knees. And my knees are not quite below my hips, so kind of behind. We're going to take this more supported plank, shift forward, breathe in, and then lower just halfway. Inhale up, exhale lower. Really squeeze that space between your shoulder blades, especially as you lower open chest, and then press. Maybe one more. You can take it to your belly for a cobra. You can take it to the tops of your feet for your up dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And if you've practiced with me before, you know lots of options. Really encourage you to listen to what works for you. And if you're not sure, if you're newer, if your body's just not talking to you in the way you want it to, just move slower. I always err on the side of doing less rather than doing more. Feet together, left leg high, breathe in, open your hip, bend your knee, press your foot into an imaginary wall. Breathe in, extend long. Breathe out, step forward. High crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart, take a little lean forward. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Try the awkward thumb on top, that grip to open your chest. You can stay. This is kind of like a half humble warrior, or you can make this more upright if you prefer. We're really loading your front glutes to find some strength there to support opening your hip flexors. When you feel ready to release, hands to your heart. Big step forward, right foot meets left, and then shake it all out. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. And fold, release. Heel toe your feet wide for Malasana squat. Heels in, toes out. Sit low, hands to your heart. Use your arms to open up your legs. Imagine tailbone reaching down, crown of your head reaching up. And can you squeeze shoulder blades together even a little bit more? One more breath in. Exhale, release your hands down. Bring your knees down. Set up for a camel pose. So awkward transition, get there however you like. I like toes tucked under. You might prefer to be on the tops of your feet. Hands to imaginary back pockets. Hug your elbows in. Feel that space across your chest you've been creating. And really use the muscles you've been activating to squeeze there. Find that openness. This may be plenty. Hang out. We're going to work a lot into the front of the body, entire front. And you might feel like this is plenty. I'm engaging my glutes to press hips forward. If you want a little bit more, one or both hands can come to your feet. Keep pressing your hips forward. Keep opening your chest. Maybe. Head can fall back. Be kind and gentle on your neck. For me, that doesn't always feel safe, even though my throat probably needs it. And when you feel like you've had enough, one hand to your low back, gently release. And slowly sit it down. Hips to heels, hands to your legs or to your heart. Close your eyes. Just notice what you're feeling. And we'll come down onto our backs. Prepare your space. I've got grass everywhere today. Roll all the way down. Feet to the ground, knees up to the sky. Take your left ankle over your right thigh. Figure 4, you can stay. You can hug it into your chest. I feel a nice stretch, outer hip and glutes. Or you can let everything fall gently to your right. And I feel that a little bit more outer leg, outer hip. And you might try them all on and see what works. Couple more rounds of breath. If you want to move to a different variation, now might be a good time to do that. And then when you feel ready, feet down, windshield wiper knees, right and left. And we'll switch. Right ankle over your left thigh. Stay here. Draw it in. Or if you like, left foot down. Everything falls left. For some reason, whatever reason, I'm not going to overthink it. This is the best for me right now. Last couple rounds of breath. And then take whatever last shapes or poses your body's craving. You might flip on your belly, open up your chest a little bit more. You might take another back bend, bridge pose, wheel. You might simply join me in getting comfortable for final rest. We'll take a couple of minutes here. Can you come back to that nice, strong, beautiful posture we started our practice in? Same shape, just lying down. Snuggle shoulder blades together to open your chest. Palms face forward, face up, I should say. Back of your head is supported by the ground. Let yourself relax into this space. as you feel ready, begin to reintroduce movement, wiggles, stretches. Keep your eyes closed or soft and slowly find your way up to a comfortable seat. Hands to your heart. Keep your chest open, shoulder blades drawing together and down your back. Eyes closed or soft. Give yourself thanks for making the time to move, to breathe. Get up and walk around if you're working at a desk today. Set a timer every hour to move your body just a bit, even if it is to get a drink of water or go to the bathroom. And I thank you as always for joining me, for sharing your energy and your presence. We will bow our heads together in silence to close this little mini practice. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you very soon.